rewind that cassette. So basically, this is my multi-computer system Mr. Thingy. It runs the Vampire Coffin OS. It can do an Archimedes. All these old computer systems from years ago. One of the first home computers with an ARM-based system. Let me see if I can change around the core. Like so. And of course the venerable Commodore 64. Let's do the stable one. A lot of people know this blue from years ago. And perhaps something familiar to others would actually be, I think it'll do this. Might actually have to load a pack and it'll boot into MSX. Huh. Yeah, computers used to boot like this. But it also is capable of doing this. And it's that little machine over there. It's the Mr. FPJ project. Yeah, I didn't shut it down properly, but when you're as old as me and you were active with computers, doing your studies or, taking your first steps online, you probably will be familiar with an operating system that actually today still looks very similar, but it's like more than 25 years old. And that's Windows 98 or 95. It's even older. 30, yeah, like 29 years old. Yeah, that is the desktop background that I used to use back in the day. And yeah, I had some backups from old computer systems, and yeah. And what we used to do back in the day was actually the following. I would run Commodore 64 games on my old PC. Yeah, which is actually a bit weird because it gets a bit convoluted, I guess. I think this is a good one. Yeah. And what is also capable of doing is stuff like this. And the worst game in computer history may actually be the following. And it's supposedly the end of, or what is it? The computer video game crisis, and that's this one. It's the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man, which doesn't look like Pac-Man at all. But it's still quite playable. But yeah, oh no, Pac-Man, no, it's actually E.T. E.T. That was a game that was programmed in, I believe, only 4 days or something like that. And it's actually, technology-wise, it's actually quite an achievement, but it sort of destroyed the video game industry back in the day. It's an example of a movie license that really, well, it's, yeah, to some, it may not be the most interesting game, but for others, it actually is. Basically, you land with your spaceship and you have to find parts to phone home or something like that. And the thing is that it indicates where you have to go, I think, and then you fall into these holes. You have cops chasing you, but yeah, it's recognizable as ET. You can look up and stuff. But yeah, there's nothing that. Oh yeah, and then you get taken to this facility where you get tested and stuff, and Elliot has to come save. But yeah, I mean, looking at this and what the system was capable of, I mean, yeah, it's not too bad, but it really ended up in a landfill in the middle of a desert. And a couple of years ago, well, perhaps even a decade ago or something, this urban legend was turned out to be true. There was this huge surplus of Atari ET cartridges, and supposedly there was this landfill filled up with unused computer cartridges, and it was a bit of an urban legend, and it turned out to be true. And people were actually digging up these 30, 40-year-old cartridges and managed to get them working again. The arid desert environment probably preserved them quite a fair bit, but a lot of them ended up crushed and stuff. But yeah, a bit of a retro gaming buff. So what did yeah, what I mean, this thing just does a lot of computers and video games, and it's actually a wonderful system.